labor welfare. The worker is daily coming into his own, he becoming conscious of his power. He realizes more and more his strength under organizations like trade unions. He no longer petitions the management for favor but demands rights. In the 19th century, these demands were ruthlessly suppressed. People even held up their hands in holy horrors at the impertinence of the worker. A duchess once expressed unbounded surprise that a worker should demand a holiday. Temptations were placed in the way of overworked, underfed laborers in the shape of toddy's shop just outside factories, and when they succumbed, the incurable sinfulness of the lower class was pointed out with hypocritical sorrow. But those days are over. The demands of the worker have now to be admitted both on a moral and utilitarian plane, that a factory owner should roll in wealth while the workers who sweat for him grovel in poverty is today recognized as something indefensible to be quexed with contentment. The facilities offered by the Soviet government so that the workers may live a human life have also made it necessary for the capitalist countries to do something for the workers. And so the system of having a labor welfare organization attached to a factory was devised, and an officer was put in charge of it. Let us first see the position of the labor welfare officer. He is an intermediary between labor and management. He has to advise the management on the minimum that must be done to stifle labor discontent, and then he has to coax the workers into accepting that minimum. He cannot incur the displeasure of either party, for that might mean the loss of his job, which is usually well paid. Necessarily, he has to stop to conquer. He flatters his bosses. He creates divisions and dissensions among the workers, or makes the worse seem the better bargain. His object is less promotion of labor welfare than safeguarding the employer's interests. In Europe, where labor is well consolidated, the bigger firms have no doubt done something for organizing labor welfare on healthy lines. There are arrangements for medical aid, hygienic homes, free education, and amenities for recreation. Efforts are made to improve the workers' general standard of life, because it has been proved that a contented worker is more useful in the long run than one discontented. Further, it helps to ease to some extent the militancy among the workers. But even in Europe and America, there are more illusory than real. As Bernal wrote, the benevolent state watching over and supporting all its sons and daughters from the cradle to the grave is a myth. In India, we are yet far from that condition. The workers in mines and factories here are required to live in conditions almost subhuman. An honest policy of labor welfare will frighten the average capitalist owner who is as yet unable to appreciate its utility even from the standpoints of profits in increasing the efficiency of the worker. Here clearly is a case where government should step in with necessary legislation to secure at least a minimum standard of life among workers. Every employer of labor must make adequate provisions of housing and sanitation, must make free medical help and hospital treatment available for the sick and provide maternity attention for the women laborers as well as for the wives of the workers. Besides, there must be arrangement for the free education of the children of the workers and for their healthy recreation. It should be made obligatory for the welfare of those who work to bring him profits. A beginning, of course, has been made in recent years in our country with schemes for social insurance, medical health, which are in various stages of implementations. More liberal laws and tribunals to implement them have been made. Soviet Russia has carried out the most ambitious plan for promoting labor welfare. It may be described as the workers' paradise. Every facility is provided not only to maintain the worker in comfort but to give him every chance to improve his position. The unskilled worker is encouraged to become a skilled worker, the skilled worker to become an engineer or a technician. The worker is granted periodical leave and free rest cure at a sanatorium of his choice. All this, of course, is possible only under a socialist economy. If India is to have such an economy, she should make a beginning by introducing schemes for ensuring labor welfare along these lines. Attention to labor welfare as a part of a organized policy is essential. The connection between healthy, contented workers and efficiency of work has been demonstrated beyond all dispute, and there is not doubt that one of the main cause of the inefficiency of Indian labor is the wholly unsatisfactory condition in which they live. The prosperity of the state being intimately connected with increased production, it follows that the state must retain the right of dictating a minimum standard of labor welfare. One of the ways it can do so is undoubtedly through labor legislation, but that is not enough. The appointment of the labor welfare officers must lie with the state, and such officers must be ultimately responsible not to a private concern but to the state. This will give them the necessary independence to work effectively for the improvement of the conditions of labor. Till this is done, things will continue much as they are. Thank you.